What you thinking, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this like monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going. Well, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told them, don't do this.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we were even thought, why doesn't my father like is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is a rejection.
But see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after white was a run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. At one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman, no matter what their social economical status was. White women was the way to go, and so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James. I know. I mean, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. It means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. That's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, the men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband and stuff like that.
What's up with
What's happening?
you?
How you
Another
feeling?
day, another blessing.
Yeah. Yep.
What's been happening
How
with
you
you?
been
Been
this
good?
week? Hmm?
You been good?
Up, down, all around, you know, with all the different events, other things,
Oh yeah.
you know. Yep.
Yeah. And usually when I don't do the our normal relationship stuff, I usually just get on here with my hip hop thing and talk my thizzle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm gonna step out of the zone tonight. Let me voice my opinion because I'm non-biased. I'm a DJ. I'm a promoter.
Right.
So I understood everything. Plus I have knowledge of self.
Right.
And so I say, let me voice my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And number one, the Super Bowl itself, I'm mixed on that because Kansas City jumped out there and they didn't play worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to say this, that is rigged or nothing, but the fact that Roger Goodell came out saying that it's not rigged, and because he knew everybody thought Kansas City was going to win. So if you don't think, if that's not a question, why, come out and say something? So that's what kind of threw me off. I mean, I understood, and then go and look at how
understood don't need to be explained.
Exactly. But look, another thing. Did you see how nonchalant Hurts was?
No, I didn't actually watch the game.
Okay.
So
but when you get a break, and I know you're going to do, go to YouTube and watch every play the guy did. And at the end of the game, he was just standing there. It wasn't no excitement. It wasn't no, yes, he did that. It was like, and then, like, you conscious. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to sit there and lie. You make, like, let's just say all us together, me, you, Austin, and George, all hanging together. And we got this fake persona type thing going on. You will be with us, but when they start talking about that, you finna turn your head, you finna start acting like you're talking to other people because you don't want to be no part of it.
Yeah.
And that's how Hurts was acting. Hurts was there like, y'all know that this ain't what it is. He was just there. And when you look at pictures of him with his wife his wife was down there with him, and he just staring up at the, just staring up, looking up like he in a zone or something. It wasn't no, yes, when Jordan, when Jordan won the championship and Kobe them, and they was jumping up, crying. Man, Hurts didn't do nothing. He was just standing there like, I knew this shit, they gave this to us, y'all. We didn't really earn it. So that's how he was acting. So I was crossed on that.
Okay.
So that's my take. And when you get a break, look at it, inbox me, or I'm mentioning what you think, because you may see something else. You might say, well, he looked like he was overwhelmed and he was just in shock, or whatever. But I saw a man that looked like,
I mean, I don't doubt exactly what you're saying and all that, because my premise of it is that it's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you don't want to think that though. So
and it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, you want
it's
to
very hard when you grew up
and all that, but we know.
Don't say that though. Don't say that. I feel
like, it's the same thing you used to do with wrestling all the time. Like, is it real? Is it fake? Is it staged? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's entertaining nonetheless. Whatever it is,
Man,
it's still entertaining, right?
Once they take that away, man. Once they take that away, man, I don't know, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even want to think about that.
Actual competition versus,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe there could be some components to it that's somehow let it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Because even Dion was saying that they were trying to pay him X amount of dollars to throw games, and he was like he wasn't gonna do that.
Right.
And so the fact that it's slowly leaking out,
Right.
I don't really, I don't want that to be true. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
What's going on? How's it going?
Hey, did you watch the Super Bowl and Hurt's emotions after the game? Didn't they seem a little off?
Well, I didn't really watch anything afterwards. Okay. I just watched the game and then I was headed back home from.
Even with his when he was throwing them touchdown passes, he was just there. It wasn't no excitement. He was just on the field. It wasn't like it was that game when he came back from being hurt. He was doing stuff, dapping people down. But this particular game, he was like, "It is what it is," you know.
Man,
and then
playing, I think he was just playing. Let's focus. I mean, he's playing focused but uncaring. So right. He wouldn't. So he like he didn't want to have to play with those emotions. Yeah, because of last time.
That makes sense.
And then after the game, though, the game over. Your game face should leave. He just was there, like. And then Kelsey didn't get but three balls thrown to him the whole game, and that's Mahomes' go-to man. It was just a lot of weird stuff going on, bro. They played like the Saints.
Well, no, that defense was on them.
The defense was on them, but their offensive line played the worst that we ever seen all season.
Well, that's because number one, I forgot the offensive lineman. I think it was his center that was hurt or that was out or something. He was just coming back, and so that offensive line. But if you look, they really haven't been playing that well all year. They were just barely getting by a lot of these teams. So
yeah. So okay, now I'm feeling better.
Okay.
Now I'm feeling better because at first I was like,
football guy on here to talk about this.
And then Chanel don't make it no easier. But and then I'm sitting here, my heart breaking because I live for football. See? And so once I find out it's WWE,
not live on if you pretended that it is fake, right, and all that, just entertain that.
I'm gonna start
really make it that. Like if it's still entertaining, you still enjoy it.
It's kind of like when we grew up, we had Junkyard Dog, the Fabulous Freebirds, and all them, and they was fighting, for real, kind of like. And then as they went on, they started adding all the pyrographics and the music, and they coming down there and they acting scripted. They, we was like, I don't even watch it. I stopped watching it, and I don't want that to become my football season because I shut shit down. You understand me? The wife already know it's going to be football season. And I'm excited. 2 weeks before, I'm counting down. And then that first Sunday, she didn't cook. She didn't put stuff on the grill, and I'm sitting there first day. I'm like, man, it's up. And so just imagine how hype I was the first 2 games the Saints played when they ran the scoreboard up. I was like, man, this is it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that kind of threw me. But if he had his game face on, I'm gonna look at some more videos, watch some more things. Even at his press conference, he really wasn't. Emotions hadn't set in yet. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that he just calmed himself all the way down to go out there do his thing. I won. It ain't no big deal because we still got a mission to do. Because Kobe used to be like that every now and then when they win the playoff games. He'll be like. They'll be like, okay, man, y'all up 3, this and that. And he said, yeah. He said, well, what's up? He said, shit, man, we still got work to do. And then he go on in there, but all his other players be dancing and turning up. So Kobe was like that.
Some people are like that, and they teach you that like in sports a lot too. Like, don't over celebrate. Cool, celebrate. Just like stay focused. You still just because you win don't mean that you still ain't got stuff to work on.
Right.
So it could be that.
Well, and Hurts, he took a lot of criticism, over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He wasn't good enough. He wasn't gonna be able to make it, So, and probably all of that he took in, and then after he finally won, you know, it was just sitting there on his chest.
Yeah.
And then he did get emotional in his statement after the game.
Okay.
So because he lashed out a little bit.
Okay.
Right.
So, when?
Huh?
You say he lashed out?
Yeah, he lashed out a little bit. He did it in a calm voice, but he was like, yeah, you know, y'all said I wasn't good enough. Y'all this, that, and whatnot. So he was.
So I didn't go that far. I just saw him on the field.
Yeah, he was feeling some type of way about how he was being, how they were talking about him.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah,
all right. Now,
that make you feel better?
Yeah, I feel a lot better now. Now I'm finna go watch the. You know, I gotta watch.
Right.
But, so thank y'all.
I know a lot of people like to say that you know things are rigged and this, that, and whatnot. But you know how many people will have to be in collusion for it to be rigged, and then the number of people that'll be like, well, no, I want a ring too, and I want to be on top, and I want to be this
now.
Top team.
And I've seen that. Okay, like when Tyson fought Buster Douglas, he was supposed to lose in the ring, but win on the card, and it was going to be a draw. Then Don King was going to come back, and it was going to be this big multi-million-dollar rematch. We found somebody who could beat Tyson.
Right.
So while they was in the ring, and you go back on YouTube and watch the fight, right before Buster Douglas knocked him out, they was in Tokyo, and the Tokyo was praising Tyson. So Tyson was up against the ropes after taking the licks to lose in the ring, and Tokyo started saying boo boo, and Tyson was up against the rope, and then Tyson looked back at Tokyo at the crowd. Then he got off that rope and he went, bah! And then Buster Douglas hit the canvas. Then when he hit the canvas, if you look at Buster Douglas' face, he looked like, man, this shit wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He sat there for a minute like, did he just really do this? And so he was like, I'd already tired him out and got him tired and weak in the ring. So he got on up and he just finished him. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so press conference come. Don King and Tyson into it. They stopped fighting it. And the commentator was like, well, what if you fight him again and the same thing happened again? Tyson kept saying, it's not going to happen again. And that was that confidence like, nigga, I let this shit happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen again. And so that's why I say, and then certain running backs have got paid to drop that ball. And then they did a sneak little thing on ESPN about somebody saying that, like he'll fumble the ball. And then if you go back and look at when McNair, the Houston Oilers, they was the Oilers then, and he threw that game at the 1 yard line and he fell. If you go look at that, it's just a lot of stuff that go on. But it do come that time when, which I think Philadelphia did, because I put that on my post. When Philadelphia saw that they could get back there to that dude, even if it was supposed to be scripted where Mahomes was going to come back with this miraculous last minute 2-point, conversion and win the game. Shit, it seemed like once the Eagles saw they had their number, they said, man, fuck that. We finna win this game. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like they didn't let up.
Right.
And so again, if it was a conspiracy,
like
you
said, somebody in there said, I want this ring.
Right.
And they'll probably get this person out.
That throws me a bit too, that I think some of it can be scripted, and I think some of it, some and in some games, depending on what the stakes are, right, and who the players are up top. I mean, not the players on the field. And all that it could be manipulated and all that kind of stuff. But you still have people, like you said, you would have to bring everybody in on the thing.
Yeah, everybody has to be in on it.
They're going to have to get something. Say nothing, and don't get me wrong, all things are possible and all that. But what happens when you have that role player that's like, nah, I'm not just going to give it up. We just going to play.
That's the problem. So, and then, okay, last one before we move on. What's the guy that the Superman dude. I can't think of him. He lived down here. Every time he scored a touchdown, he did that. The black quarterback, wear the weird hats and stuff.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. The game Cam Newton threw, and they gave him the 360 with the kids after that. They gave the other guy a show. He had a show after that. It's like, those are the ones that I really think be rigged, because Newton had that game under control, and he gonna fumble the ball right at the goal line, and all that stuff. And then they give him a TV show, or they give him this and that. The white guy, he got this and that. So those kind of cases, I think, because why did they give it to him?
Right.
Right after he lost, when everybody knew they were a better team and they was more likely to win, and he fumbled the ball at the 3-yard line and caused the game last minute. Then all he do is my bad, but my bad lost y'all the game. Then they give him a TV show. He part of the Kid 360, and then he retires after that.
See?
So
and again, don't that look shady? Like, that looks shady.
It really did.
It might not be, but it do look like
it. Did look a little weird.
So you're saying that for a TV show, I give up the Super Bowl, black quarterback,
the TV show and money, because
he already had money.
Show equal money and
but you can never have enough money.
But you can. But it depending on what you what's important to you.
Right.
All the money.
And money was important to Cam, because he talking about he wished he still had the money he had now to take care of the people he was taking care of. So a person like that can be bought. If my life is built around money and somebody offer me some, and I figure I can do more to do this, do that, and then I'm about to retire anyway.
Right.
How much money does it take?
That depends on that individual.
It depends on who it is.
Yeah,
so I mean, look at it in the sense of, because they had us caught up in lots of stuff like that, right? And just in the regular work world, where they not only offer you more money, they offer you position, they offer letters behind your name, importance, prestige, right? And all that. It depends on where your deficiency lies. Like, if I feel unimportant, then putting me in the spotlight makes me feel good. So that's my currency, right?
So
it depends on who the person is.
When winning the Super Bowl do a better job of putting him in the spotlight, if that was the thing?
Maybe or maybe
not. If he's going to retire and he'd have been there.
Right.
No, if he won the Super Bowl, that puts him in more of an elite status, because now he's known as a quarterback that didn't make the Super Bowl.
But he joined. But the thing about it, he joined a host of others. So a lot of times that don't matter. A lot of people live for the name.
Right, because winning the Super Bowl don't guarantee you the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you've seen them win the Super Bowl, and then the next year they trash.
Right.
And that happens a lot of times. Then the quarterback start being traded, and all that the team break up.
So if I can make a deal to ensure that my future is coming, right? Because like the lifespan of football players, on the job is short, right? So he's looking out for what's coming next. And so if he can strike a deal before he get ready to retire, whatever case may be, and if their deal is, okay, throw the game and then you get all of this, and that guarantees your next whatever how many years, and you trust them on that, like, it depends on what the currency is.
But that's the thing. He attempted to come back, but nobody wanted him because because he just wasn't good enough anymore.
Right.
And he knew that. So he took that deal and got the hell up out of there.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. After he left, he tried to come back.
Okay.
That's because he was chasing more money. He fucked off the money he had, and he was trying to get more money.
And that's how conspiracy theories start and never end.
Those comments. But one day when he get older, when he's probably in his 60s or something, he'll probably come out and do a 30 for 30.
Yeah, so that would have happened. Look at all the football players that have come.
Some of them have been coming out.
And then what? I hadn't seen anything.
Elton sent me something a while ago. If you Google it, just say football players. You can Google right now. Players that said that they were paid to throw the game. It's plenty of them. And then you'll see the referees who were paid to do that too.
There are people that are paid to throw a game.
Mhm.
So, but that doesn't mean that the entire league itself, you have basketball players that shave points because they in it with whoever, right? So you do have individuals that do that, but that doesn't mean that the entire league is in collusion.
Possible.
For collusion for the entire
I don't want to believe it, but I have to go with
you
Chanel.
have to believe it. It could very well be not true at all.
Anything is possible these days. So, you know, but we don't want that to be that. I know I don't.
And I feel that. I absolutely
you
feel
know,
that.
but so we gonna leave it at that. Now, getting back to the breakdown of the real topic of discussion.
The real topic of the evening.
Okay. I listen. I even then got in debates with different people about this Kendrick Lamar's performance. Okay. And he got the people who love Kendrick Lamar, they really love Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar can do no wrong. He's the Messiah. He's the Savior. He's, you know, they'll damn near lay their life down. If Kendrick Lamar said, leave your house and follow me, them motherfuckers, they'll leave their house and follow him.
Be careful, people.
And then the ones who follow him automatically, instantly have hate for Drake. Right. Okay, just because Kendrick don't like it. Okay. Right. And I hear people with their comments, oh, he's suing, he doing this, he doing that. Biggie didn't do that to Pac, and Ice Cube didn't do that with Eazy-E, da-da-da. It's a totally different time now. Tupac and Biggie, Eazy-E, and Ice Cube and them didn't have endorsements. It wasn't based on Adidas and Sony and Nike and Disney. It put money behind rappers back then. We're in a totally different time now. Drake, the hottest rapper on the Billboard charts. Kendrick, the hottest rapper in the streets. Right. You know what I'm saying? And to me, they never had no business going against each other. No way, because they're two totally different rappers.
Drake totally different.
Totally.
When I first heard about the thing, I was like, it's not.
Yeah, they don't. You know, that's apples and oranges, because really apples and bananas, because they nowhere near.
They ain't even both round. You're right.
One of them make hits, stay on the Billboard chart. The other one to get out in the streets. He was freestyling. He chopped people up. He was like the lyrical assassin. He'll take out anybody. Come on, who else want to battle? That wasn't Drake. Drake even said on one of the diss songs, I am a hit maker. That's what he do. He make hits. Okay. When Drake came in the game, he was a hardcore kind of rapper. When he first came in the game, then Lil Wayne signed him and all that, Young Money. Yeah. But he chose to make the money. He saw that the Billboard charts is where it was, and that nigga was like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to stay on these Billboard charts. Right. So what that mean, like, he started putting album after album. Every 6 months, 7 months, he dropping an album. So when you coming up with that much material, you ain't gonna be fresh 24/7. Right. So you do reach out to people to help you with hooks. You might be in the studio rapping, and they may come up with a dope ass line, and they throw that to you. You put it on the album. You give them credit for it. That's what you do. Kanye had Drake to write him a couple of songs, and he rapped, because when you at that status, you're not gonna be fresh all the time. Jay-Z hired Young Guns. He put up some rappers up under him. He had Beanie Siegel. He had different rappers to come up under him that kept him fresh. Eminem had D12 rappers up under him that kept him fresh. They contribute to keeping you going, because you ain't gonna be fresh and with fresh ideas all the time, dropping as much as he dropped.
Collab, like you said, right?
Right. Now Kendrick, on the other hand, is a freestylist. He takes his time. He probably put out 5 albums in 12 years. Drake that put out 15 albums in 12 years. So it's like they not the same. So when they was talking about them battling, instead of them, to me now, the fact that I know that Drake and Kendrick, Chanel knows Drake and Kendrick are nowhere on nobody's level. Drake is more like MC Hammer. MC Hammer went diamond. MC Hammer went diamond. He was the first one of the first black rappers, solo rappers to go diamond because he had those dance hits. He wasn't no lyricist, but he was diamond. Now, Redman, Rakim, Redman, KRS-One, those are lyrical,
conscious rappers.
Conscious lyrical rappers. So they didn't fit in the same category with MC Hammer, but
that's right.
MC Hammer was the hottest in the clubs, on the radio, on the Billboard charts, but yet Rakim the hottest in the streets,
right,
and in the underground clubs. So if they put them two together to battle, it wouldn't be no real battle. But the generation we live in now, I'm gonna pick a side. And if I like Chanel, I'm gonna hate Austin. If I like Austin, I'm gonna hate Chanel. There's no in between. You know what I'm saying? So they chose, well, this nigga been winning all this time. So it took somebody new that they can kind of more identify with to make them dislike Drake.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Oh, he's a colonizer. He ain't from here. He ain't. And then now all of a sudden he ain't from here. Right? He from Canada. He ain't from here. So was Slick Rick, but he's an icon.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I just kind of, this newer generation, we didn't get in that deep into beef like they doing now. When MC Shan was battling LL and all that, and Cannabis and them was battling each other, we didn't get that. We just like, that's some dope ass lyrics.
Right.
That was dope. You know what I'm saying? Then we went on about our business till we hit another record. Kool Mo D and LL going back and forth. We didn't get out there and try to kill Kool Mo D because we like LL music. We didn't care. We was like, man, that track is kind of hot. We were just kind of enjoying it. But now Drake was at a restaurant when this beef was going on. And somebody came out trying to fight him. Yeah, you a pedophile. You didn't. They're trying to fight the man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't. We was like, we understood. So it's the new generation. And so my thing with the performance was I got I saw Kendrick's aim and what he was going at. Okay. But in real time, a lot of people who was watching the game, they wasn't looking for it. They wasn't expecting it. So we could say it went over their head. No, I really didn't go over their head. They wasn't expecting it. Because I see so many people now saying they went back and watched it again. And then, now they seeing the symbolisms and the messages. But when you in real time, you looking to be entertained like you've been being all the other years. They was ready to turn up, have fun. Half of them was drunk and high. And they was like, here comes the Super Bowl halftime. Man, we finna turn up. So then when you get this slower tempo music and then him acapella in it and trying to get his message across, he lost a whole lot of people when he was doing it. He just lost them. It wasn't that, and the way the performances was breaking down and the way everything was moving was great. It just wasn't, to me, it just wasn't for that Super Bowl audience. Do you know how high them goddamn Super Bowl tickets was? It wasn't hardly no niggas in there.
Right.
That was whites and Latinos and Hispanic.
Knew that.
Yeah. So he chose to put his message out on that big stage as he should have, because he had the viewers.
Yeah. Everybody
and that was the time. You'll probably never get this many people tuned in to you again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do what you want to do. What you want to do. Not he chose not to please the people. But to please his people. Let me get this message out here. And if they ban me after this, I don't care.
But I did everything that I wanted to do.
I did what I wanted to do. If they hate me after this, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what he chose to do. But for the people who say that, let me see. Look, this when they come with the I don't give a fuck, no message. That performance was dumpster juice. People were really upset because they wanted to party and have fun. And like I said on my post earlier, the complaint I had was his playlist. Because as a DJ, I know so many songs he could have played to rock that crowd and show people who Kendrick Lamar really is. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibes, Mad City. He got so many songs that he could have just came out there, did this, did shut up. But he chose to wake up his black people, which we can't knock him for that, but yet you can't knock the people who wanted to turn up and have fun. Because if they smoking, they drinking, they came to party, you in New Orleans, shit, Chanel, you gonna have your hurricane, you gonna have you a goddamn what's that the grenades, you gonna have you some drink. You know what I'm saying? And when you drinking like that, all you want to do is have a good time, man. You ain't trying to be in class. You ain't trying to look through some subliminal messages. So that's why a lot of the black people were upset. But then you have the people who wasn't at the game, who don't understand, who don't turn up, who don't understand that club environment. Because a lot of the people who was just like, well, he did a good job. They 35 plus, they 40 plus. But you guys look at the 34s and under that came to just show their ass. I'm off. I'm down in the Big Easy. I ain't going to work tomorrow. I'm finna show my ass. I'm finna turn up. I'm finna get drunk. I'm finna get high. I'm finna do it.
Right.
And they wanted to have fun and turn up.
Right.
But he chose that as a class is in session and it's time to teach. I'm finna wake my people up.
You. Right.
Yeah, I'm finna school y'all. So I understand both sides. So I didn't like his playlist. And then another thing, Kendrick is too talented of an artist to even feed into, let me make majority of this. Let me make 65, 70% of this show, of my show, trying to belittle Drake. But yet you preach the world is divided, but yet you hating on this dude. You made a song saying, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you dress. You made a song, I'm your biggest hater, but yet you want the world to unite and you saying we're divided. So it's like, it's kind of like I do when I listen to certain political figures, the Malcolm X's, the Farrakhan's and different things like that. I take what's knowledgeable and what I can insert to make me a better person instead of just looking at their whole, you know what I'm saying, their whole thing. Because you saying the world's divided and we need to come together and blacks killing blacks, this and that and that. When you try, you speak ill of this guy 24/7, when this guy was the first one who gave you your first big break. And so I'm like, I feel him, but I ain't into him like that bad. Cause peep this out. This is why I look at him the way I do. Peep this.
6 months ago with a whole nother demographic, of people listening to my music. I'm definitely going to capitalize off that. Shout out to Drake.
He reached out. How did that happen?
I sat down with Drake in Toronto a while back when I did my first show out there. He called me up, man. We had a few drinks, and he always said he was appreciative of my music. I've always been a fan of his music, and we've just been chopping it up since, man. And hit me up one day and said, you know what, handpicked, man. I want you to be on this tour. And it's a lot of artists out there, man. That could have been on that tour we're doing. And for him to just, sit there and respect my music, get the same mutual respect, that's a blessing within itself. So shout out to Tristan.
Shout out to Drizzy, and
so how can you believe that the whole NFL is in collusion, but you don't think they're in collusion?
Right.
One of the oldest tricks in the book. Hey, let's diss each other. Let's create this rift between us.
And I'm going to answer this. Yeah, come on.
Go ahead. That's it. So how can you think this wasn't
now let me tell you the difference in that. The difference in that is, of course, they can come together and do a battle to get the people to come in and make money. But when you try to put a jacket on somebody to end their career, and it's definitely damaging his career, That's not a friendly face. That's not a friendly
How
face.
was that? I mean,
That's not okay.
How's it worse than no Vaseline?
So what?
It's the same thing. I said, how's it any worse than no Vaseline?
It's way worse because no Vaseline was dissing their street cred. You getting screwed over by your manager, he taking all your money, you getting fucked with no Vaseline. They wasn't saying that you
how
gay.
You gonna be a crew with a how you gonna what was I can't remember the line now. How you gonna be with a Jew running your crew? Whatever that line was.
Right. But
so
see,
he
but the difference is
going at their blackness.
Right. The difference is woman beaters still got good jobs, still on ESPN, still making money, still getting movies, still in movies, and they learn that they've been known to hit their wives women they would date. Look at Ocho Cinco. He ain't Mr. B. And then you say, look at gay people are accepted now. So if they say he was in there sleeping with JoJo Dancer, it don't matter. But you put a jacket on a man molesting somebody or messing as labeled as a pedo, you ain't getting no jobs. Disney was thinking about dropping this nigga. It's like that's a different jacket to put on than saying you gay or discrediting your street cred.
Okay, well,
it's totally different, especially today.
Maybe they didn't think about how that would affect. Maybe they thought, hey, this is a tight lyric. It'll go over as like, ooh.
And if that was true, they would have ceased the record. They would have ceased performing it. It would have been like, that's right, you right, my bad. I didn't know it was gonna get like this. And he would have started putting other words in there. He would have went on public and said, the feud ain't big as y'all think it is.
Has Drake lost any money?
I don't think he has.
Yeah.
Where he lose money?
I don't think he's lost any money.
He did. When he went to renegotiate his deal, Universal don't want to give him the money that they was going to give him because they saying his popularity done faded since that battle. And that's over the blog.
So how do we know? Just like when the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic, they didn't want to give him the money that he's going to be due. So how do we know that they just didn't use that in order to not give him the money? So
because before that,
behind the curtain on all
right?
Of
because before that, he was all that money was pretty much guaranteed until he took that fade.
Luka,
it's kind of like let's just say you the best boxer. Say what?
Luka was was pretty much guaranteed to be a Maverick for life. But then
it's different. That's a totally different sports, along with entertainment on the rap and music
what
level.
I'm trying to get you to understand it's the same mind concept.
It's the same mind concept, but that's deeper because he really don't like that dude. And when they reached out to him before the first person shooter, see, I know hip hop. So when they reached out to him to do that first person shooter song, J. Cole and Drake reached out to him to do that first person shooter, and he turned it down. And seeing people who know Kendrick say he's one of those people that when he really don't like you, he really don't like you. But if you coming around him, he'll use you. But if he don't really care for you, he really don't care for you. And I know some people like that. You know, I really don't mess with them. But if they keep coming around, but once you gone, I ain't gonna call you. So they sent him the song and said, get on this song with us. He turned the song down. So then they went on and did the song by themselves. But they kept saying his name. Is it K.RB or me? They kept saying his name and all that. Then he came on that song with Metro Boomin and say, fuck the big three. It's just Big Me. Like, fuck y'all. I'm by myself. And he made a song before that where he called out all the new rappers. See, Kendrick wanted to be number one, the only rapper in that class that came out to be on top. But Drake surpassed all of them and stayed on top for 15 years. So his goal was to break the Drake down, but Drake and them was still trying to be cool with it. So this time he was just like he had been off. He wasn't doing nothing. Metro Boomin was making the song, and then he just came out and made that whole thing about, fuck the big three, is Big Me. And then out of those two, J. Cole tried to say a little something, but then Drake was like, I can't, this nigga coming at us like this and coming at me like this, saying this now. I gotta say something because I'm the biggest rapper right now. And so when he stepped out there, because everybody wanted to hear somebody new and put somebody new in the spotlight, everybody kicked him to the curb instead of saying, and that nigga know, like me and Chanel have been like, that nigga know he can't fuck with no goddamn Kendrick Lamar on no lyrics. But he had heart. He stuck his ass out there. He got it handed to him and sent back with his tail between his legs. But hell, he ran up there to the fight. He got his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Because we see it different. So yeah, he literally put that jacket on that dude to end his career, and he had said that he been kind of after Drake. It's kind of like me and you in the same sport or in the same class category, and then you soar past me, or vice versa. You getting all the accolades, you getting all the money, all the fame, all the girls, all the women, and then even though we kick it, somebody in that clique gonna be a little jealous a little bit because they wanted to be what you are, and that happens with our people.
So what you're saying is it's the same, like you said, with our people. So you're saying it's the same crab in the barrel mentality.
Yeah.
So
you know?
All right. So it's the same thing that we've been doing for years. You've heard this isn't.
It's the same thing we've been doing for years.
Yeah,
Except that this time, this dude,
one-time story.
Right. This time, this dude, like, we'll get into it with people, but we don't pray for their demise. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get them off of us so they don't come back.
People have been killed over stuff like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, even small town rappers have been killed over just
you can't
small town beef.
Yeah, them people kill each other for stepping on a shoe. So that don't.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but when
this is nothing more than another black person tearing another black person down to achieve what this person has.
There you go.
So
but
it's the same thing.
Now the same thing that I do agree with y'all on, but the people want Drake. Oh, this new generation. Oh, Drake finished. He threw. He ain't gonna. He need to just. And after the Super Bowl, and you know what? I was saying that was the best time because see, like I said on the last one, Kendrick did the best. He's genius. He's a genius. Kanye a genius. This nigga here is a different type of genius. This dude, this damn Kendrick, he ain't nobody want to mess with. Kendrick is like a fucking cockroach. He'll shake your hand and piss on your leg at the same time and think it's good. You know what I'm saying? He'll shit on a plate, shit on some rice and tell you it's gravy and try to get you to eat it. That ain't a nigga you want to just fuck with. That's a low down Waka Flocka from what all his people and you watch the interviews of people who talk that they know him. They say he ain't that nice, So the whole thing with the beef thing, Kendrick knew he could somewhat mess over Drake's career. Drake, it's kind of like me and you out there in the yard shadow boxing. Okay, we box, we play fight, and then you hit me in my stomach hard for real, and I'm like, damn, this nigga playing, this nigga trying to hurt me for real, and and that's why on that last song Drake put out, he said, when you can come with some more facts, listen. He talks at the very end of it. He said, man, I thought we was gonna be coming with facts. You coming with allegations, calling people pedophile stuff, and I'm coming with facts. So if you can come with some more facts, hit me up. Other than that, I'm out of it. And so he kind of like bowed out of the shit because he didn't know that nigga was gonna hit him below the belt and throw that damn pedophile A minor shit on him, and then everybody on the block, oh, he was talking, he kissed that 17-year-old girl on her cheek 3 times on stage. Oh, he was talking to Lotto's sister, she 24.
Right.
They just started looking for anything to try to bring it down, and he almost lost that deal with Disney behind that. They put that deal on hold for a minute. Disney just now letting him, put his merchandise on Disney. So they, kind of like when Will Smith slapped Old Boy. If they paused a lot of stuff that was coming out, they let shit die down. And now Will Smith back in the movies. That been 3-4 years ago. And now he just now starting to back to do movies because everybody was backing away from him. So now I feel like
let the hype die down.
Let it die down. So that's why I say Kendrick was genius, because he started the thing with Drake in May. Drake bowed out of it after he tried to explain himself. I'll never be this. I'm not that. I'm not that. That's what he messed up at when he came out with that record trying to clear up everything Kendrick was saying. Had he just shut his mouth and came out with a banger and stuck to Drake, it still would have been a back and forth little battle. But he chose I don't talk to little girls. I don't do this. I don't do that. Blah, blah. Okay. So Kendrick ran all the summer. When the fall started coming, the hype started dying down on the Not Like Us. So what'd he do? That nigga dropped an album on your ass. The album tight as fuck. I give it a 7 out of 10 because the songs that's tight are really tight. The songs that suck really suck. I really didn't care for Kendrick doing hypey because I wasn't used to him rapping on that West Coast hypey shit. But I give that album a 7.5. It's a good album. It's something that I can kind of put on and play. I even told the wife to check it out today. But the album is pretty good. So then once the album dropped, everybody heard all them songs. It's on the radio and it's just slowly floating and slowly hitting the chart. Now this nigga got the Super Bowl. Now he did the Super Bowl. So now his victory lap then ran. Now he got to do a concert. So now is the best time. Drake finna drop Friday. He coming out with Party Next Door. They dropping a Sex for You or something like that album for Valentine's Day. Him and Party Next Door. The world is waiting on that because number one, they love Party Next Door. Then they want to hear what the fuck Drake got next because when Drake on them damn slow jams, he unstoppable. And so they waiting. It's highly anticipated. But the people who love Kendrick like, oh man, Drake is through. Do this man look like he bothered? This was the weekend of the Super Bowl. This Friday and Saturday. This was Saturday night right here.
I'm putting the mic down, it's on you. I'm putting the mic down, it's on you. Yeah. Hey. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the death. Now I hit the happy, all the duffels in my hands. I did have a Zan, 13 hours till I land. I be out like a light. Come on, dance up.
Like that, it'll be off the chain. So he ain't missing a step. But the people who want to see him gone, they want to see him gone. He done left the shit alone and moved on, and he doing his thing. So I feel like the Party Next Door stuff come out. I feel like probably around June, he drop a single, another little single around August, September, something like that. And then he drop his album on his birthday, in October. And he runs the fall all the way to 2026. So I think with the time, he stayed out the spotlight. He let the time die down. So I don't think it's a chip in his armor. It was. But I feel like this new generation, these new people, they forget stuff quick. The new generation forgets stuff quick. The new generation, Austin and Chanel, I know this for a fact from living in Bastrop. Your brother, their brother get killed. They won't do nothing. They'll know who killed them. And then about 2-3 years later, they hanging with the guy who killed their goddamn brother. They dapping that motherfucker down. I don't, we weren't built like that. We didn't come from that cloth. But this new generation, they forget quick. And so now they like, we want Drake. They want Drake now. That's what the concert looks like. Super Bowl.
I'm Team Drake. Team Drake, love you.
That show just wasn't for that Super Bowl audience.
Well, again, yeah, that show wasn't for that audience. That artist was not for that audience. Because if you look at the number of people out there that would actually know who he was.
Yeah. Damn.
So I mean,
Dang. I thought that, but I wouldn't have said that.
What part?
When he said those people really didn't know him, that audience. But I
no, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah, but he sounded like this white man. This is what this white man said. But Austin is suburban. But peep this out.
Kendrick Lamar was the worst halftime performer that the NFL Super Bowl, in my opinion, has ever seen in terms of overall enjoyment of his performance by the average fan. Most people don't know him. Rap doesn't translate that well to a big stadium. I didn't think the audio was very well broken out. He's got so many lyrics that are unplayable that they had to constantly bleep out things. I think the vast majority of the 100 million plus people watching this performance thought, like I did, that it was crap. The goal of a Super Bowl performer halftime should be to have the biggest possible audience with the largest number of people imaginable who know your top songs, and also, frankly, have songs that don't have to be completely edited in order to be able to play the songs on television without there being FCC violations. To me, this is not a challenging situation. I think the NFL blew it with Kendrick Lamar. And there are other rappers that I thought were great. I thought the NFL killed it when they had Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem. I think Kendrick Lamar was a part of that too. Was it the LA Super Bowl halftime show? I thought that was amazing. There are ways to do big time rap performances inside of a stadium venue in a super entertaining way. But everybody knows those guys because they've been around since the 90s and the early 2000s. Everybody, when the bars start on the song, you know who they are. That's not true for most people with Kendrick Lamar. The goal should not be to only appeal to a small segment of the overall audience.
And that's basically what Austin said in smaller words.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn.
So I'm going to speak from the other side then. So for entertainment, for the entertainment value, for the audience that was looking at it, all of those things, absolutely right. Absolutely right. He said the goal. Whose goal? Right? So whose goal we talk about? And so for marketing purposes, for money purposes, for fame purposes, or whatever it is, this is your stage to blow up and get more of whatever. Cool. But that wasn't Kendrick's goal. Kendrick's goal was to send the message to the people that needed to get the message. Some people got it. Some people didn't. Some people had to explain that to them. Some people still wanted to get the message when they understood there was one there, right? And those people were awakened. They understood the thing, right? And all that. Those that did not want to or refused to, didn't. Even once it was explained, they chose not to get the message, which is what I call willful ignorance, right? Because ignorance is bliss. If I don't know, I can say I don't know, then I'm not responsible because I don't know, right? And all that. Even the song choices, because like you said, if it was for entertainment purposes and hyping the crowd, he did not care about hyping the crowd. That wasn't what his goal was. He was using the biggest fucking platform that we have to reach as many people as humanly possible. And they said he even beat out Michael Jackson.
But that don't count.
Right?
Yeah, that don't count.
So,
y'all can't say that. That don't count.
Why it don't count?
That's bullshit.
Why it don't count? Or you just saying you feel like they're lying?
No. The reason it don't count is Mike had one channel. Internet and streaming wasn't out then. We had one channel to watch Mike on. It wasn't no streaming. It wasn't no Internet wasn't like that. Yeah. So them trying to brag and give him accolades saying he beat out Michael Jackson, because if Michael Jackson had the same platform that he had, Michael would have been way out there. We had one channel, CBS, to watch the Super Bowl on. And then we didn't have streaming devices. We had to go to a TV. You get what I'm saying? So, and when I thought that was sheer ignorance, even though, you got the views, but he got that views with many streaming services. Michael Jackson got that with one channel.
With one thread, yeah.
Yeah, one TV. You got to go to a TV. We didn't have handheld devices, none of that shit. But I get what you're saying, though. But yeah, that's what they missed on that.
The accessibility does make a difference and all that. So, but the fact that if I have the power to give a message to my people on my platform and all eyes are on me right now, then I make a choice whether I want to Sambo it and just do what they tell me to do, or do I strategically create this? And if you know Kendrick, because the boy is deep, if you listen to his music, you know what his music is about, right? And all that. I expected nothing less from the man, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I did expect it to be more entertaining, right? In the midst of, right? But he understood that audience, that's not the audience he was talking to.
And that's why the guy said he chose to perform for a minute.
There was a number of us that he was reaching with that message, with the hopes,
and so
of getting with other people that wasn't as aware of what he was talking about, but to give those people an opportunity to dissect it as well, right? And so again, I don't disagree with nobody. For most it wasn't entertaining. It didn't follow the rules of the game, but that was the whole damn point. He did not follow the rules of the game. The whole setup there was about the game that we are taught and chosen to play, to make them their money. Y'all already know how it goes.
And look at who was there. Look at the crowd. Look at the president was there. So this was a message not only to blacks, but he wanted to send that message to those people that were in the crowds.
Thank you.
Were following the main orange person that was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. And that's why I say I love the message. And like I say, like we said, that's the biggest stage he chose to do what he do. So with that, and that's probably why he ain't said nothing. With that move, you have to accept the criticism that comes along with it.
I'm sure, and he already know. He's not
as a DJ, and I say this all the time, I have to play what the crowd that I'm DJing to want to hear, not what I want to hear. Right. Now, if I'm feeling some type of way and I'm looking at the crowd I'm in, I know I got haters in the building, or I got a reason to play what I want and do what I want. Now, those times I will do a 30-minute segment of what I want to do, because I'm letting them see that I ain't like y'all and whatever, And so I do have my moment.
That, right? You're opening, say you take that 30 minutes and you do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you've exposed some people to a new thing or something different that they didn't even know that they liked, because you brought it to them. You helped them experience the thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so again, like it still works in your favor. You don't do the whole thing like that, right? And stuff like that. But like in this case, with the state that we are in, right, as a nation, as a world, all the things that's going on, and all that kind of stuff. While he's a messenger. I mean, he's a messenger. I think that's part of his thing. Like KRS-One was a messenger, right? And all of that. Public Enemy, messengers, right? Fight the power. And so some of them once you get to a space where you have a platform, right? And you might play the game to get to where you got to get to, But once I reach a certain level and now all eyes on me, what am I going to do with this? Right? I could continue to play the game, get the money, do the things, or again, that kind of stuff. Or I could try to free my people. I can try to free my people and at least subliminally, because of course you can't say stuff straight out. And that was the purpose and point of it too. That I need to open some eyes, right?
Yeah.
I need to be
so he
real.
chose to go
Y'all saw the Barbie movie?
And like I say, I guess he know to expect the scrutiny that comes along with that.
All right, y'all, I'm sorry. Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl was whack. That was one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is not mainstream. Like, people do not know those songs. The white people at the Super Bowl party that I was with, he may as well have been speaking Mandarin.
So they was like all over the place. And
What would you take seeing the halftime show yesterday with Kendrick doing Not Like Us?
It meant nothing to me.
You talked about Drake before as great, this scrum before in the past, so that's what I'm wondering is, do you have any thoughts on what you said?
No thoughts. I ain't really pay attention to it, to be honest. It was a pretty boring day. It was for a Super Bowl. The game was the game got out of hand. The Super Bowl halftime show was just, I ain't pay attention to it. It was just I kind of skimmed through the whole thing, to be honest.
And and he cool with Drake, so that nigga say, yeah, I just kind of skimmed through the whole thing, to be honest. It wasn't, but yeah, it wasn't. The crowd just wasn't into it. Even on the Not Like Us, they didn't get into it like I thought they may or would.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Can you hear me? Austin, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Say something, Chanel. Chanel can't hear us.
I'm not for sure what happened. I heard it when she said, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah, we hear her, but she can't hear us.
Internet tripping.
Yeah. And she said internet tripping.
Oh.
But with some of that, even with some of that stuff that you just showed with Durant, sometimes I can't believe that stuff, because now they have these voiceovers, and I don't know. I have
now that was really Durant. That was him. That wasn't AI. That was really him. And then he cool with Drake, so that's why that guy asked him that, and he was just like, he didn't really pay no attention to it. It was bored. Then you heard the other guy in the background agreeing with him when he said the game got out of hand. So yeah, that was a real live interview right there. That wasn't AI. But but yeah, I mean, the overall Super Bowl, it was okay to me because I didn't want KC to win. So maybe if I was just a neutral person because my team is out of the game and I'm just there. The wife didn't even cook, like talking about. Normally she made my wings and things, but last year for that, I got all kind of gourmet plates and Super Bowl stuff in front of the fireplace. We ain't do none of that shit this year. You know what I'm saying? And I think I may have dozed a little bit right before halftime or right after halftime. It wasn't turned. And like when Usher did it, Beyonce, Prince, even when The Weeknd, they had that shit turned up. Dr. Dre and Snoop them, and I understand that was his time to say and do what he want. But if I didn't pay money to see a game and my anticipation is the halftime show, and I didn't pay $2,000 to get a fucking ticket, and then he get up there and send out a message, we got a million or whatever plus in the building, and you send a message to 500 people, 2,000 people, I would be kind of pissed if I was there. The purpose, and I understand her saying Samboing it, but the purpose of me rocking the homecoming party or rocking ULM homecoming, University of Arkansas. I used to DJ Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I used to DJ their homecomings, and it's thousands upon thousands of people there. All kind of alumni come home, and I have to play certain music because they have them alumni in there. I had to look at my audience and entertain those people that paid their money to get in the event that I'm in to be entertained. And so it's a way to do that. I would have made my show totally about dissing Drake and sending a message. I would have sent my messages, showed my symbolisms, and still entertained them at the same time. And Kendrick's catalog, he could have done that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They paid to see the Super Bowl. He was
no.
They paid
to see the Super Bowl.
They played to see the Super Bowl. He was an add-in. He's a halftime show.
Yeah,
just like any other game.
No. Let me tell you about, and then I amen you, but on the same note, peep this shit out. When Grambling and Southern playing each other, when Jackson State and Southern playing each other, people paid to see the battle of the band. People paid to see halftime.
You're right.
All them women that's there, they not there to see no damn football. Them women coming to see the battle of the band. They trying to turn up. Them women, because I used to get mad. I didn't even like taking my women.
That has been a staple for them. That's
right.
Totally different.
That's why.
That's totally different.
No, it's not. It's a staple for the NFL, for the Super Bowl to have a slamming halftime show. Why you think Michael Jackson? Why you think Beyonce? Why you think Usher?
Didn't nobody say, "Hey, I'm finna buy a Super Bowl ticket to go see
Beyonce"?
Didn't nobody say that?
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Whoever they choose for halftime, like there've been 1,000 artists that people win and they didn't give a damn about that artist.
Right. But when they know it's an artist going, but when they know it's an artist going that they want to see, and I'm talking from a promoter.
A football ticket to go see the artist.
I'm going from I'm speaking from a promoter standpoint. I can throw a party all day, but if I'm throwing a party and I'm bringing TK Soul or MC Hammer or somebody, that's going to make more people buy more tickets because they want to see
I guarantee you.
I'm DJing.
I guarantee you, if did nobody show up for halftime, then that's the same number of people would have been in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It ain't no necessarily. We can't say that.
Ain't no way we can get around this. I'm sorry. Yeah, and you know, and a lot of I respect
in advance before they even decide who coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
but on the same note, we can't still sit here and say. We still can't sit here and say that people don't watch. Let's erase the people that paid to get in. Let's just talk about the people that's watching. And I know both of y'all saw people saying, "I'm only here to watch the halftime show."
Oh,
and I'm talking about this been every year. This been every year, not just
a lot of people. Actually, a lot of people say that they're there to watch the commercials.
I watch commercials. But a lot of people still say. Just as many say that, it's still people that say, I don't care. A lot of people are not into the football, especially when it's not their teams that's playing.
Exactly.
Because I wasn't into it because it wasn't my team that was playing.
Exactly.
So I'm looking for the Dr. Dre. I'm like, let me see what Dr. Dre and Snoop them finna do. Let me see what Usher finna do. Let me watch The Weeknd. Let me watch Prince. Let me see what Beyonce gonna do. And then I'll be dozing off on the phone, working on my computer until I see halftime about to start. I put my shit up. I go downstairs. I'm standing in front of the TV. I stand up the whole while Prince performing. The whole while while Dr. Dre and them and was doing their shit. And then after that, I went on back to work because my team didn't make it.
Yeah, and
you know,
that's because
so the halftime has become a staple in the Super Bowl performances.
Of course.
In the Super Bowl atmosphere, people want to see who's performing at halftime. So
Hey,
and then
like they said on the Temptations, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
But at the same note, we know tons of people that we read on them blogs that said they came for I'm only watching for the halftime. I'm just waiting to see the halftime show. I'm just waiting to see Kendrick Lamar. And then they wanted on there, they wanted him to do swimming pools. They wanted him to do pull up, drink, headshots, drink, faded.
But I
They
also
wanted
know there was
shit.
a list from them that he was not allowed to sing certain things. Right. And that's what like the white guy was just saying, like, right. He was like, like there's so many, violations that you would have to
And then you go back then what Austin said.
And
There's certain artists that shouldn't even be mentioned in the headline thing. And and now they sent out a letter. They apologized to Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah.
The NFL sent out an apology to Lil Wayne for overlooking him for the Super Bowl. But that's a slap in his face though. Because you and this man's hometown.
But you know who's on a halftime committee, right?
Who?
Jay-Z's on the head.
Oh, he is? I didn't know that.
And they
that's the only reason they bring in rap now.
Yeah, and they looked over.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they looked over Lil Wayne for that. They felt like Kendrick would have been better there. So,
and the only reason, and I was explaining this to Brizzle the other day, the only reason Kendrick even got considered for the Super Bowl was because of how hot Not Like Us blew up. If it wasn't for Not Like Us, Kendrick wouldn't even been a mention in nothing dealing with.
I'm pretty sure
nothing. Lil Wayne would have got. And the only reason
I was really surprised that he was on there. I was.
The only reason was how hot Not Like Us. And as a promoter, when I'm booking shows, when I'm sitting with the people who I'm going with, and I'm saying, okay, y'all, we need to bring this person, that person. The first thing they ask me is, what's hot? What they got that's hot? What do you play by them? When you play it, do they get on the floor? Well, I don't think we need. I said, well, they up and coming. We don't need nobody up and coming, man. If I'm investing 10 grand in this, we need somebody who everybody knows. So you better give me a TK Soul. You better give me somebody like that people gonna know that's gonna come. And then I'll be like, okay, so I go back to the drawing board and I call some more artists and see what I can get. Because just because I think somebody hot, because I play them, if everybody in that room and we have older people, younger people, middle people, all of them, and we trying to decide what 3 artists we finna bring to this Louisiana Fest that's affordable. And the only reason, if it's a hot record, like that song Flex by Cupid, that's a hot song. He was hot when that song first dropped. You get him there, flex your body, and everybody doing a little dance and stuff and trail riding. And so when that song came out, you book him, he'll do it for me for about $5,000-7,000, but he charged everybody else $15,000 and $20,000. But I knew him way before this shit, way back in the gap. So he cut me a deal because he's right there in Lafayette. So I would get him down for about $5,000. We pay him $250 up front, give him the other $2,500 when he get there, and we got us a show, and we charging $20 a head, or $30 to $35 a head just to see him, along with probably a couple of other little starters. But the purpose is to get somebody that's hot. Kendrick, that song Not Like Us, the fastest song that ever blew up, stayed the longest on the chart. They would have been less than honorable. It wouldn't have made good business sense not to get it. To not include it. But I said what they should have did, because Dr. Dre and them rocked LA. They had Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent. That was their thing when the Super Bowl was in Inglewood, LA, wherever it was. Lil Wayne should have been the headline. If they wasn't gonna bring in the Hot Boys, Master P, and different people like that behind them, and then from nowhere, the lights go poof, stadium lights drop, and then they go plop, 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 Drake, fuck them up. The lights should have been like that. I'm gonna do my stuff, and then from nowhere, dun, 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 and then Kendrick come on there and end the show, and then he go out with smoke and stuff. That would have been a good show. You get what I'm saying? He do that one song because the crowd didn't even say nothing until he started doing.
Oh yeah, because that's the only thing that they knew. That's the only song that they knew.
Not Like Us. Yeah. So they should have let Lil Wayne do the thing, and then Like I said, I probably would have brought on Juvenile with the back that ass up. But, let Juvenile come out there. And then I probably would let Master P jump on there with a little verse and make him say, and then the lights go off. Something. Plop, 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 plop. Fuck him up. Plop, 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 plop. I'm going to do my stuff. Then the lights come on. They kill them doing their little sea walk and, and that's how it went.
So that's the thing that they shouldn't have. I don't really think they should have had Kendrick on there anyway. I think they should have had the New Orleans rappers on there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would have been able to get with the old school, Master P, Hot Boys, that thing. You know what I'm saying? They should have had that whole thing going.
They robbed New Orleans, man. That was fire. And they robbed New Orleans.
And that's making me think too, like, because like you said, like if you just like you're a smart man, right? You know music, you know entertainment, right? And all that. What you just said makes sense. Here's how we set this up. So it is like da 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 da. Like now I'm questioning even the people who decided to put him on there, right? Knowing what he sings about, knowing what because you have to know the music, right? In order to decide, right? And all that. So was that some strategy of their doing or something? Like, because they could have made it more entertaining. Nobody knows all the songs unless you're a true Kendrick fan. He sings controversial stuff, and if there was a better so I'm like, did y'all put him on there because you figured this would be sabotage? Or like what is the point of that if you know how entertainment works, right? Why would you give him the whole stage? And if nobody knows him like that, why would you give him the whole stage? So yeah.
So they was
those comments are really funny.
They was high.
Right.
Yeah. They weren't trying to catch that.
And I'm like I say, I see both sides. I definitely see both sides of that issue of people wanting to be entertained. When I come to a show, I do want to be entertained. But I'm also a proponent of everything happens for a reason, and things happen for such a time as this, and all that kind of stuff. And just like we reach out to and talk about like superstars who have the influence and have the audience and have the eyes on them, use your stardom for purpose, right? What can you galvanize? What message can you get across? What can you stand up for? And all that, because you have the people and the influence and the things, right? And stuff like that. And like I just think he took an opportunity to talk to Black people, to like people recognize that it's a protest, right? And all that. And it was a protest that was very coded, and there was 10,000 Easter eggs in there, right? And all that. And that's why it wasn't as entertaining, because he really was trying to put so much of a message together and all that. And it's a message that needed to be gotten, right? Because we talk a lot as a Black community, we don't stick together. We don't stick together. We don't stick together, and all that. We know everything that's coming forth down from the top end is an attack not only on everybody, but specifically on us, because it's always on us, right? And all that. And so we're choosing to do something different, right? Instead of going, because there's protests still happening in the streets everywhere, right? Black people are just sitting back and not participating in those, right? Because you're like, we tired of being out here fighting for y'all, and y'all ain't fighting for us, right? And all that.
Plus, people are so crazy. They were doing the protest in Houston, and then this guy talking about he rolled by playing Ice Ice Baby.
Boy, wow. But
that's funny.
now we gotta see how, with the Black people feeling like they felt. Mm-hmm. Even Black people was at rage on this on the thing because they was like they wanted to be entertained, and so even with that, hold on,
One Trick Kenny's halftime show was so bad that people are now apologizing to Lil Wayne for not backing him over Kendrick Lamar, who managed to bore everyone with this snooze fest, which had Drake's name written all over it. His set list was so unbelievably awful that it was panned the minute it leaked.
Let me tell whoever this cultureless kid is that put this together. This is the worst Super Bowl lineup I've ever heard. Yeah, somebody just trying to make Kendrick look stupid on Super Bowl weekend. No all right. No good kid, Mad City. Just Mad GNX record.
A cultureless set list and poorly mixed sound was too much for even SZA to save with her lip syncing. Kendrick overestimated how much the regular folk care about the beef and continues this trend of making his entire personality about hating another man who would never even mention his op's name, even in an interview.
He got the world talking. But now my thing is
Drake was just the smokescreen. Drake, everything in there was metaphoric. Everything in that thing was metaphoric. This was not about Drake. It was about what Drake represents.
I mean, and then we say that. And we say that. Everybody want to say, you know, he a stand-up, he a puppet, he this, he that. He wasn't none of that until the Kendrick beef.
He been that.
He wasn't none of that to the Kendrick beef.
You know how the entertainment industry is, so we know he been that.
And then you know how many people that we know now, from 21 Savage to like I say, a lot of the artists that's out now, we know Metro and all them through dealing with Drake. Drake, we wouldn't know none of them artists if it wasn't for Drake.
You're right.
Future made a little noise, but Future got his biggest hit, so did Rick Ross when he started fucking with Drake. Do your research. They didn't get number ones and top fives and stuff until they put Drake on their records. And so now all of a sudden he the worst rat that came out of that.
Just like you don't want to believe that the Super Bowl or the football is rigged, do you not also want to believe that the music system is the way it is? And you get up there by playing the game?
Yeah, it is.
That's how the game is played. And if you play the game well, you get to do all the things.
That's what it's about. But I'm saying that's what it's about. But the point I'm making is now all of a sudden, because Kendrick, and let me do my air quotations, said that he this and he that, he this and he that. Now everybody on the bandwagon, he this, he this, he this, he that. He wasn't none of that. He wasn't none of that until he ran up against Kendrick and Kendrick said this. Now, if Kendrick come out and say the nigga got a fat baby mama in Alaska, everybody gonna be online saying, "Oh, he like fat women." You know, it's like this new generation.
Well, that's how media works.
That's this new generation run off whatever. It's no evidence.
Don't like just new generation. When it comes to this new generation, but it's the same propaganda that they do in politics. Everybody believe what Trump said.
But it's worse now. That's it. Right. It's worse now. Like I said, Trump is still a part of this new generation. Because this new generation, you guilty until proven innocent. P. Diddy is guilty until proven innocent. R. Kelly, guilty until proven. And that's with his own people.
Black people are guilty until proven innocent.
Period. And that's even with us. You know, even with black people against each other. You get what I'm saying? It ain't like we gonna stand here and wait. Like it started phasing out. I think Michael Jackson was the last black person that people stood up for and didn't want to believe. You know, they held him being innocent until proven guilty. Michael Jackson was the last. After him, everybody else who got in trouble, God damn it, yeah, he did it. He did it.
Well, P. Diddy had too much baby oil for him to be innocent.
No, I'm thinking on the cool, baby oil ain't got nothing to do with it. On the cool, I don't feel like with the accusations they throwing on P. Diddy, I'm like free P. Diddy, because my thing is this: that man hosted sex parties. And if I'm hosting those type of parties, I'm gonna have the things that they need, lubricant, to do what they have to do. And these are people that was consensually giving in to sex. It was like a swingers party, and they have those clubs here. And we had some people from Bastrop that came with us, and we thinking they finna chill out and hang out with us. They left that night and went to a swingers spot and stayed out all goddamn night. And she screwing 3 and 4 different guys, and he trying to get with 2 and 3 and 4 different.
Let's not convolute that. Let's not convolute, like going to a sex party and having the intention to have sex. Even if I'm going to a sex party, if I go in there and choose not to have sex, I don't deserve to be raped. You know what I'm saying? So it's that part of the thing. You can
I don't believe.
But if somebody
and if you look at
and they get raped or something,
it wasn't no. And from what they're saying, ain't nobody been raped. Everybody who was having sex had it consensually. Even and then they say, and then the documents are out there online now because his attorneys have them and they release it, and it's public records now. Cassie was like leading the stuff. P. Diddy hosted the spot to do it in. And they haven't found no minors that was touched or nothing. That's why everything kind of quiet now. They ain't really saying shit because they just put this. I think like she said about Drake with the performance. P. Diddy is the smoke screen. It's somebody else they really after. I feel like he just smoking because they can't find that on him. I feel like he'll probably be out by the time the summer comes.
But I do think they pile stuff like he is a fall guy for something.
Yeah. And that's what I feel because they ain't really got nothing on him. But he hosted it. He the one. I gave y'all location to come here to get high, to have sex, and do what you do. And the camera's showing people get their hand. I grab the hand, I go over there, I lay on this pallet, I'm doing my thing. That's what it's showing. Different people looking at each other, grabbing each other's hand, walking behind each other, and they doing what they do. Well, nobody forced. And so that's why it's quiet now. It's quiet now. So they going after somebody. And are they protecting somebody? It's like maybe because Trump was at these parties, a lot of big high officials was at these parties. Yeah, so they like, we need to go through all these tapes and delete the people that we don't want people to see. So it's a lot of stuff they got to do.
Right. But remember that if they can delete the things they don't want nobody to see, they can also delete the things that they don't want nobody to see.
Exactly. So I don't feel like he's guilty. Like of all the stuff that they saying. I don't.
Yeah. We're like any other black man, whatever he done, they're gonna pad it up and give him some extra. Because that's what they do to us anyway.
I got a feeling they're going to end up letting him go because he got too much on him. So we'll see, but I don't see him getting buried like the world want him to be. And I don't believe he this beast that everybody say he is either. But we gonna see. But
they need to let out R. Kelly. He ain't hurt nobody.
We're R. Kelly.
Yeah, for him to make another album.
I mean, if we free P. Diddy,
I might.
Free him and free R. Kelly because But you gonna get nailed to the cross with the R. Kelly thing. But
I'm just saying, this is what I'm saying. If Trump could be president with all his charges, I say you can free all them.
Yeah, and he the one to do it.
For the highest position in the land.
Nah, but the only thing, and like I said, I ain't really got Trump in there doing the totally opposite of what he said he was gonna do to get in there. But anyway,
he told what he was
gonna do.
Mm-hmm. And y'all sat up there and thought he could, Lord, he gonna the bread gonna be 99 cents and eggs gonna be 32.
Yeah,
and that eggs are $32.
That's what y'all thought. Y'all thought these tariffs were gonna be something that, oh yeah, he gonna put tariffs on, but y'all didn't think about who gonna have to pay for the tariffs. See, y'all. Anyway, hey,
I know.
Go to bed.
It's hilarious.
So I'm gonna go in here and lay on the floor until she go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
hey,
I need to get myself out of here too. But I put my advertisement for my podcast start on Saturday. You know, I'm gonna be live on Saturday for the podcast.
So yeah, also make sure we share that on your page and tag a couple of people in it.
You know,
it's on the. She sent it on the.
I put it on here.
It's in our. Yeah. Okay. Is that in our box?
Yeah, I think I put it in.
I see your picture in there. Yeah. I didn't see.
Okay, I sent it. No, I was about to send it, but I need to do some stuff.
Okay, because I see your picture in there, but it is not that one.
Well, yeah. So Saturday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. The no bullshit podcast.
It's 7 o'clock in the evening, Central Standard. So 8 o'clock my time. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what. Oh, and I'm probably gonna go live DJing on TikTok this Friday night. Okay. Probably from it depends on how late I am, but I'm probably looking at 8 Central, just like this Friday? Time. Friday, Valentine's night.
Word.
I'm gonna start out with some up tempo, and then I'm gonna break it down with slow jams, throwback slow jams.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So I'm gonna inbox, send y'all the link to share with. I'm gonna put it on your page. But
sounds good.
Yeah, they've been asking me. I did it 2 weeks ago, and man, when I tell you,
did good, huh?
I was on there like the people started viewing in like 15, 20 minutes into the performance, and I went like an hour, and I had down there 500 views in that little time. And so they was like, "When you gonna do it again?" Man, you was playing some good stuff. I hadn't heard them songs in so long.
Fine.
So
I found a lot of DJs, and I be on there. Just that's the music in the evening. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I'm gonna do that Friday though. I'm gonna see what we gonna do, and I might do it at like 9 or 10 o'clock. It'll probably be late, but I'm shooting for like 10 o'clock Eastern, so around 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Because whatever I'm doing with her, I'm gonna do early, and then we'll be home. Then I'll come in here. But I'm gonna probably open up with a little hip hop stuff to let the other DJs know that I play other stuff. And then I want to do 30 minutes of hip hop and then 30 minutes of slow jam. But being that it's Valentine, I'm probably gonna do 15 or 20 minutes, and then slow it down for the rest 45 minutes. But I'm gonna do an hour or something.
Yep, help somebody get pregnant.
Yeah, tune in and check it out.
DJ Black, helping y'all make babies.
Hey, don't make me. Hey, I'm finna hit up my drop person. But yeah, I need some new drops anyway. So yeah, I'm probably finna hit them up tonight. See how quick they can get them to me. If they can get them to me by Friday, it's up. But yeah,
you start doing that, they're gonna have you on paternity court. Talking about,
it's his fault I got pregnant.
Hey, a lot of us was made to the goddamn Sam Cooke and Al Green.
Come on now.
But yeah, I'm digging back in my archives. I'm probably gonna do 90s and late 80s. Okay. And then as I keep doing, I'm gonna keep dipping back and back. I'm gonna go all the way to Baby Come to Me with James Ingram and them. So, yeah, I'm gonna be going back. So tune in, but my nights will be Friday nights. Friday nights. So I'll hit y'all up. It'll be on y'all page. You'll see it on my little story or whatever. But yeah. On that note, Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl. Great performance. Wrong crowd. I didn't particularly care for the track list, but I respect it because he had the platform and he did what he wanted to do to wake his people up. So we can be, the people who came for entertainment can be upset. And that's their right. That's their right. But he had also right to do what he wanted to do with his platform. So it is what it is.
Kendrick, you did a good job. I heard you.
Man, that shit Kendrick Lamar was a disgrace. He said turn your TVs off. You motherfuckers didn't get it. You know, you ain't see the message. Serena come out there crib walking her ass through there. Gang violence. That ain't a part of the motherfucking flag and what we talking about here in America, man. It's supposed to be a performance for goodness and, you know, Super Bowl and enjoy your motherfucking self. This is not a political stage, bruh. The whole motherfucking performance was racist to me. As a black man, I didn't want to see that shit. That didn't entertain me. Motherfuckers, I should have turned my goddamn TV off. Everybody should have turned their motherfucking TVs off. Man, you got a whole diss track in that motherfucker performing for the Super Bowl, and then you got the whole background talking about they not like us. You motherfucking right, man. You are not like us, man. So don't try to represent us or nobody, man. Stand up for something, man. If you should have put something out that made sense. If you had a message, make it make sense, motherfucker. Don't try to divide us, Kendrick Lamar. Am I wrong?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah, you wrong and you angry.
Absolutely
And
wrong.
you wrong. You want to be entertained. I get it. But you just missed the message because he looked like somebody that don't do shit but drink and get high anyway.
Exactly.
And catching a message was the last thing on his mind.
Bro.
But I just played that because this is the last
the Kendrick thing. You like the show, you like the show. If you don't, you don't. But stop telling people that didn't like the show that they're stupid or went over their head and so on and so forth, because that's not true. Like, people got the message and they just didn't like the performance. He ain't say nothing in his messaging that people ain't already know. Like, look, he split the American flag. That means the country is divided. Well, gee, what gave that away? I didn't know that. Thank you, Kendrick, for telling me that. He ain't say nothing people ain't already know. So you got people that expected him to have not only a great performance, but to give his message too. People can do that. He's a good enough artist to do that. And if people feel like he didn't, don't call him stupid for that. You know, I've seen all types of excuses. Like, I've seen people say, it ain't meant for entertainment. What you mean? He's in the entertainment business. It's his job. What you talking about? All music ain't meant to be enjoyed. These are things I've actually seen people say, all music ain't meant to be enjoyable. What are you doing it for? You didn't go to the studio to not make music people like. Like, I'm about to go hit the studio, man. I don't want nobody to like this. Like, that's not going to happen. So you can agree to disagree, but don't call people stupid or insult their intelligence because they didn't like a performance from Kendrick Lamar. Okay? I promise you, the stuff he doing ain't as deep as y'all trying to make it seem. And I promise you, he's not out there, anti-industry and anti-this, that, and the third, because he's very much a part of it. So relax. Don't get so offended because people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that was a good sum up on that. I mean, agree to disagree.
For me, I think I'm not mad about people who didn't. Like I said, I understand. Like, people want to be entertained. I get that, right? Because again, that's a good platform for it, and that's what we should be doing, and that's what you get paid for. He didn't even get paid for that, so I can't even use that. So, but I think I'm more annoyed. I think I'm more annoyed that people that chose not to acknowledge the importance of getting the message across. Because just as much as entertainment is important, messages are important, and all kind of artists speak the messages in their music all the time. India Arie speaks messages in her music all the time. Like, that's part of what we use music for, is to say something and all that kind of stuff. So, like, I just don't like. I was gonna say earlier, for my internet started cutting up, that in the Barbie movie that I finally saw this year, one part in there when Ken got a hold to the patriarchy and brought that back to Barbie land and had brainwashed all the Barbies, right? The way they broke the Barbies out from the brainwashing was telling them the truth, right? And so the truth shall set you free, or shall make you free, and all that. Yeah, we all know the country is divided, and we all, he's not saying nothing that's different, that outside of what we know. But it needs to be illuminated, because this is a time for us to come together as a people, because yet again, we're under attack. And so it's time to galvanize. It's time to do what's necessary for us to get together and figure out how we're going to fight against the system, right? And all that. Again, I think it's just wake up time. And some of these people don't get that we're lulled to sleep. Some people don't understand that they use these things to keep our heads over here while they're doing bullshit over there, right? And all that. And so some people will get it, some people will not. I passed by somebody this week on the internet that was like, understand, everybody's not meant to be woke. Everybody's not meant to be awakened, and that's something I had to settle myself with and be like, I just don't get it, I don't understand. But like, everybody not meant for the same stuff or whatever. So like, if you wasn't entertained, I'm sorry, and I understand wanting to be entertained, right? It was entertaining to me because I was enjoying the messaging, right? And so it depends on what is entertaining for you and all that. And because if you think deeper, if you understand spirit, if you understand, you know, everything, the whole totality of all of it, right? If you understand the meanings of those things and all that, then yeah, the consciousness, right? And all that. If you get that part, then even watching the message, like while I was watching, I was like, what? Yeah. Like I was enjoying it immensely. So it was even entertaining for me because I was catching the and then when I watched it again and I looked at other people's interpretation of it and all that, I was like, man, I didn't even catch that, but you're right. You know, so I love subliminal stuff. I love when people use their music in a way that carries a message forward. You know, and what it reminded me of was old school hip hop, where there was a message in the music, right? And it was uplifting. And, you know, we talked about the struggle, right? And stuff like that.
Like that's better than KRS-One. And then, but the first one who broke it down was, and I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna start playing that stuff too. Was Melly Mel, and I talk about this all the time. They always talk about storytellers, and they want to bring up Slick Rick and Scarface. No. Melly Mel and the Furious Five with the message. He broke that down, broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stairs, they just don't care. He can't stand the smell, can't stand the noise, got no money to move out, so I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. Come on, he described that whole scene.
He described that scene. You could see it.
You could see it. And Chanel, how many times you went over a friend's house that lived in the projects where you had to go up them metal stairs and you smell piss in that corner? So man, look, when I hear that,
I have respect for it. I have respect for it because that's where we come from. Our music is meant for messaging. You listen to old Stevie Wonder. There was messaging, and it was all about fighting oppression and standing up for recognizing what cesspool we sit in because of these establishments and all that. And how come in 2025 we still fighting the same thing, right? So that to me, that was the necessity of that message. And those that didn't get it and they still want to be in a slave state, or if you got it and you just mad because you went there to get entertained and you got a message.
I think that's what I think. That's what I think. I think they got the message, but they wanted to be entertained while getting that message. And like I said, he's an artist that could have done that, but he just chose the tracks that he chose to do what he wanted to do. And we can't make this man choose.
He did not want the message convoluted by the entertainment.
So
there was no doubt as to what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right. The first thing he said is you got what he said, the revolution will be televised. And you picked the wrong, what he said, you picked the right time but the wrong guy or something like that. He said.
And it's deeper than rap or something. He said.
Yeah, he said, it's deeper than the music.
Yeah, deeper than the music.
Deeper than the music, right? And all that. So if people have to start reading between the lines, like Sam Jackson being Uncle Sam and playing, look
at that. People trying to read so much in it. People trying to read so much in it. They say Samuel Jackson was being Uncle Tom. No, he wasn't. He was being the military. Yeah, he was being Uncle Sam.
The government and the control of the government.
Right, the controlling of the government. He wasn't, but it's just crazy.
All the things he said was like, it was real stuff. When we get too loud, when we do too much, they're like, shh, you're doing too much. Play this song, do this and do that. Right? They told him he couldn't play. What's our song? We're gonna be all right. They told him he couldn't play that song. He couldn't. And they know they don't want him to play that song because that song unites us. They don't want unity. So he had to figure out a way, and even with the sound quality to talk about, I think they did that on purpose, because this might.
Because his sound did drop out a couple of times when he was a cappella.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to catch, I like that freestyle rap.
Yeah, me too.
And so when that music kind of stopped and he started
Yeah.
And I was trying to catch it. Then every now and then a word would go out, and I was like, you know, and it made you lose interest kind of
And that's
in
why
what
I
he
brought
was
up
saying.
somebody that you just played just now said, what were they trying to make him look stupid? Like,
Yeah.
they allowed him to do that set like he wanted to and all that. They knew it wouldn't be entertaining. They knew that, right? And all that. And he had to flip some stuff up, you know, but they messed with the mics. They did everything they could to still sabotage him and all that. Or whatever. But the message
I
still
thought I
got
was the only one who saw that though. But then when other people
yeah.
were saying it, because I was like, it seemed like his sound going in and out when he was
Off
performing.
top, I heard that. I saw that. Because I was trying really hard to listen to the lyrics. Because
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
was
all
me.
the lyrics to all the songs. And so I'm listening to what he's saying, you know, and stuff like that. But like, you know, like, and they'll always, like I said, they'll be the woke and the non-woke and the, you know, the people that understand, the people that don't, and all that. And every crusade, every fight, every protest, you know, every Black Power movement or whatever, you know, there were those that were in on that did the stuff, and there were those that did not, and you got to respect each side and all that. But like, I'm gonna always fight for my people. And so there was no way I can look at that and not like be like,
find some type of right.
you know what I'm saying? That's all I could do after like, and you're right, you know, and stuff. And I love expression in art, right? Because it's I know everything he's saying. I am aware of all this stuff already, right? You know, but like, what awesomeness it was it.
Well,
Watch
and
the
with
art
that, and on that note,
things.
yeah, you know, I know a little, also know a little. We
Right.
all kind of enlightened. But what about the ones who on TikTok shaking their ass? They don't
That's the
know.
ones that they
They're
don't
not
know.
trying to know. And those who he reached out,
those are the ones
that's
that
who
we
he
that's the
caught.
target.
Because he's saying, okay, they ain't shaking their ass now because they know I'm finna be on this Super Bowl and they trying to see what I'm finna do.
Mhm.
So now that I got everybody's attention.
That's what he was doing. Now
Yeah,
that I have
yeah.
everybody's attention.
Because
and again, some people gonna get it, some people not gonna get it. Whoever is for is who is for. You know, when
right.
I worked with somebody once that was like, don't use bullshit in your name, then you're gonna drive away the people. Well, that's not the people I'm talking to, you know, and all that. Like the message is for who the message is for, and all that. And so those of us that got it, you know,
Right.
and we're gonna decide what part of the revolution we're gonna play. Because
Now,
they're coming after, darling.
Only thing now is we need to see. I'm waiting to see how because it was a vast amount of us that was woke and loved the message that didn't like the performance.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
Now we got to see how is this going to measure the ticket sales moving forward with his concert. So I'm waiting to see how they're going to sell out like the Drake concerts. Are they going to sell out? You know, we need to see now, is they going to sell out like the Future them? We need to see now with that performance, we hoping that don't be what people think he's going to do.
Right.
You know, because even with Cat Williams coming.
Go ahead.
With Cat Williams them coming down here, the fact that he on Netflix, I'm not looking to go see him.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so with him doing that show like that, you know what I'm saying, giving us a taste, is that what we gonna see? And then they didn't like SZA because she was lip syncing. She wasn't singing live on stage.
Yeah.
And so
and I guess
you
good
need
thing
to see
because
this
they mics wasn't
performance.
right.
I think that too.
Because their mics wasn't right, you know. So I wonder now, just on a deeper level, I wonder if even for himself, like, you know what you're doing when you put that out there to that extent, right? And all that.
Yeah.
Like, and so just like Martin Luther King knew, he already knew he wouldn't make it into old age because of what he was doing, right?
Like Malcolm X too, right?
Malcolm X knew he would not make it into old age because he knew what he was standing up for. He knows what happens to people who stand up like that, right? You know, and so when you know that is the purpose that for your soul, SOUL, right? That's your sole purpose, then he not worried about the fame, the fortune, the money no more. Like, that was the goal right there. I made it to the tippy top here. I had all eyes on me, and I spoke the message that I was meant to come out here and speak.
Right. And if
I was the
is,
messenger, and
I'm
that's
ready.
it. And so now, if he get canceled, he get canceled. If nobody ever show up for a concert again, he'll be all right because I did what I was supposed to do. I fulfilled my purpose. You know what I'm saying? He can go off into his little private studio and make music for himself and his family if he want to. He could go back to, selling independently if he wanted to, right? Because people like me still gonna find him and buy his music.
Yeah.
Like
we did with Prince.
Your fans. Huh?
Like we did with Prince. We still was going there. You bought the gold album, you bought the black album, everything he was selling on that MPG site. You still went and got.
Because if you a fan, you a fan. If you love your people, you love your people.
Right.
They got people right now that was big back in the day. They're not all that big right now, but their fan base is still their fan base.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let New Edition come on around here. I'm going to the concert.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I done drugged the wife to 2 of them.
Hey, I don't play about my New Edition, baby.
Yeah, man. Hey, they gonna be in Vegas, and I was gonna go to the Vegas thing because that's around our anniversary. But with the planes going down, and I was telling you a long time ago, she don't want to fly at all, and now she really not flying. Yeah, so I gotta respect that. At first I was like, you gonna do what this is what we gonna do. But I gotta respect it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm pissed about it because Boo was supposed to be coming to see me, and I'm like, don't you get on no plane.
Yeah, man, that's messed up, though, man.
Figure out a road trip or something. But yeah,
we're
not playing with these people.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that because I was wondering if how you was feeling about the message in itself or whatever. But like I said, we try to see both sides of the coin. And understand each end and all that, but at the end of the day, in the spiritual sense, and just the spirit of Black people and all that kind of stuff, we need people like that. We need people
and that's what I tell people. That's why I tell people when they talk to me, I understand every artist's position in music. Drake is not meant to give me no knowledge. He's not meant to be conscious.
That's it.
Sexy Red, I understand. I respect her spot. In the industry, Sexy Red, she for the club. When we ready to turn up,
that's
Sexy Red and Glorilla, those are our #1 club. You know what I'm saying? But if I want to, if I'm DJing an elegant event, you're gonna hear Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. You may hear some Megan Thee Stallion when it's time to, every artist, everybody ain't gonna be lyrical like Nicki and
they're not.
And Remy Ma and all them. We need our
making album and a Hot Sex on the Corner album. But each one has its place.
So respect everybody's place. And that's what the new generation don't get. Oh, Drake don't rap like Kendrick. If every rapper rap like Kendrick, it'll be boring as hell.
Boring as fuck.
If every rapper rap like Drake, it'll be boring as hell. We need the diversity.
That's right.
I understand Soulja Boy. You know what I'm saying? I understand NBA YoungBoy. They have a place and time. And and I want you to check out that dude, NLE Chopper. He got a song called Fucking or What? NLE Chopper. His new album, go back and listen when he first came out. He sucked. But this new him, this dude off the chain. He got a song called Fucking or What? And I need you to check the music out and everything. It's a tight hit. But I understand everybody plays in music, and people be looking at me like, well, he ain't saying nothing lyrical. I don't want to hear lyrics every time. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, I listened to Luke Skywalker. I like
shaking that ass.
I like T.I. Crew. But every now and then I listen to some Rock M. I listen to Eric Sherman. So EPMD, some Big Daddy Kane. But then again, I want to hear some MC Shy D. I want to hear some Come On Shake It. I want to hear some what's their name, Kid and Play. I want to hear some Salt and Pepper. I want to hear Heavy D. I listen to a variety. It's a time and a place for all that type of music.
That's right.
We just can't be KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions and Public Enemy.
No, because that's heavy stuff.
All day and every day.
It's heavy. So that's why I get the entertainment aspect, because sometimes entertainment allows you to drop the heaviness and just chill and all that. But if that's his mission, if that's what the spirit put on him as his mission was to bring the message, then that's what he's supposed to do. Like I
and
said,
I like the way
the same thing.
I like the way you said, and I said it too to several people I talked to. Message wise, it was the best ever. Best ever. Entertainment wise, I wasn't entertained. He didn't really move me entertainment wise. It was cool. It wasn't the worst at all. I gave his performance a good 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? Because
and I think if the mic would have been better, and we could have heard words to coincide with what he was, because the words of the songs he chose for each one of those things also had representation. You know what I'm saying? You're in the form of the flag, and you talking about squabble up, and all that. Like all of those things fit together in the whole message of the thing or whatever, and all that. I wanted to hear, we gonna be all right, know, but then I found out they told him he couldn't play it. I don't think he was supposed to do They're Not Like Us.
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to do that. That's why he teased it.
He was like,
he teased it and then he had a quick little burst of it.
Yeah. And all that. And so he was like, and even that, choosing to take the risk and getting sued. But there was a purpose.
Yeah. You're right. He
already calculated the consequences before he even did.
Yeah. And like I say, with all actions comes that consequence.
That's right.
But y'all make sure y'all peep it out and check out Chanel coming up this Saturday. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Yep, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm gonna probably stream it on my Choosing Empowerment Facebook page and on my Your Favorite No Bullshit Therapist page. And all that. I'm still trying to figure out that other stuff. I need to put a date out there.
These are Facebook pages?
Yeah, both of those are Facebook pages. I'm gonna have to get with you to help me figure out the YouTube thing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you can like I said, if you know how to stream on multiple Facebook pages, I mean, just copy the link and put it on my page like I do when I'm putting out the thing. Just copy the link and paste it there where it'll play when you play. That's how you do that. So do that. It can play on mine because I don't do shit on Saturdays at all. I don't even come on social media on Saturday.
Okay.
Period. And then if I ain't doing nothing, I might come on at 10 or something at night because I'm trying to get into this YouTube, this TikTok DJing shit. But yeah, I'm good. So yeah, you can put it on mine and let it stream.
All right, sound like a plan, man. Sound like a plan.
All right. And on that note, we out. Y'all already know how we do. Speak on It podcast 2K25. We keeping it going and going. And shout out to Chanel who popped on here. Austin. We did our thing. Everybody voiced their own opinion. Let everybody know how we feel about it. But like I say, everybody is entitled to their own feelings and everything. But with all that, we out. And on that note, Chanel, you already know what we always say. Peace. We out.
What you thinking, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now. And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me. But I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then
the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told don't do that.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we were even thought. Why doesn't my father like that? Is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time, they are like absolutely. But if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. You know, at one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, you know, I know, you know, I mean, you did it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So you
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. You know, it means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. You know, that's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, you know, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, you know. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, you know, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband.